Yo, what's going on, guys? It's another day, another video for y'all, and today I've got you guys a highly requested top 3 best centers in 2K21. I know y'all are making hella builds. I've been making hella builds, as y'all can see right here. I got a bunch of builds that are 85 plus overalls, and yeah, I made way too many builds. I made a lot of mistakes with my builds. Some of them are really legit, some of them are just doo-doo. So I don't want you guys to make the same mistake. So I'm gonna, hook you guys up with the best builds possible for centers. All right. So we're gonna, get into the launcher here. But before we get into our first build, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe on this video. Hit a like, guys. It takes 2 seconds. Just, scroll right down, hit the like and subscribe, and turn on those notifications because I got a bunch of 2K21 videos dropping this year. All right. But the very first build on the list here, guys, is the most popular build. You guys have probably ran into this build at the park many times already, and some people don't know how to make it, some people do. All right, and it's a power forward build. I know you guys are gonna say it's not a center, but trust me, if you make this build as a center, it's not gonna be right. It's not gonna be overpowered like it is at power forward. So you guys are gonna want to make it as a power forward. You're still going to be playing the center position at the park, so it's going to be a power forward, and handed is your preference. I prefer left-handed, and boom. All right, for this build you're going to want to choose the purely red pie chart. That is the second to last pie chart here, mostly red. All right, and then the tricky part right here is a lot of people are going for the strength pie chart or the speed pie chart. But I personally, on this one, would probably go with the balance, which is the last one. I mean, you guys can choose your own pie chart. If you guys want more vertical with speed, you guys could go with this one. If you guys want more strength, go with the second one. This one's gonna be your personal preference, but for me, I feel like strength don't matter that much, so I kind of want to go with the balanced. And we're still gonna get hella strength, all right? And then for the attribute, you want it to look like this. You're gonna want to max out all your inside finishing except for post hook, because we're not going to be doing any post hooks. And for shooting, you want to max out your mid-range, just in case you need to pop a midi, you can, especially if your teammate has Hall of Fame dimer. I know shooting's tough this year, so it's not going to be an easy task hitting that midi with the 61, but it's better than putting it in other attributes. All right. And then you're gonna want to max out your defense. So you get 30 defensive rebounding badges. And then we have 68 leftover attributes. I will probably just put it on pass accuracy and ball handle, and the rest on post moves. Yeah, there we go. So we get 4 playmaking and rebounding badges. I feel like this is a must. You're gonna need some of these playmaking badges. All right. Then you have 3 leftover attributes. You guys can add them anywhere you like. You could add them at your 3-pointer or post hook. I feel like those are kind of useless. I feel like the best option is either steal or post moves, but I'm personally gonna just add it on to probably steal right here. So your badge is gonna look like 16 finishing, 4 playmaking, and 30 defensive rebounding badges. And then for the body shape, you guys can just make them burly or built. I'm gonna go with built. All right, I already met this player. And then for the height, you guys can go 6'9" or 6'8". I believe you can't get contact dunks at 6'9". I'm not sure, but I believe everyone's pretty much making them at 6'8". You see nothing but 6'8" of these builds, so we're gonna go 6'8". I don't want you guys to go 6'9" and then not have the correct, stats. And then for the strength, we're gonna max it out over here, so we get our maximized interior defense to 88. You see that +9? And interior defense is gonna help a lot, especially against those post scorers, 7'3" big men in the paint. We're gonna go 279 and max wingspan. Actually, we go max weight right here. What happens? Let's go 280. And max wingspan, that's 90 right here. And this is going to be our finished product right here. You're going to have contact dunks because you have an 86 driving dunk, a 94 standing dunk. So you're going to have all the contact dunk packages on this build. You're gonna have a 60 mid-range, and you already know, man, if Mike Wang patches shooting, it makes it easier for people to shoot. Maybe this build will be able to shoot consistently in the future, but for right now, you're just gonna have to hope, you know, your teammate has floor general and Hall of Fame dimer, and maybe if you use a shot stick, you'll be able to hit those middies. That's what we're hoping for, you know. And then our ball handle's good, our pass accuracy is solid, and our rebounding is a 93, 91. You know, our blocks are 92. I mean, we have amazing defensive stats. This builds a beast on the defensive end and can finish in the paint like crazy. All right. And then you get a choice of rim protector or glass cleaner takeover. This is personal preference, but I feel like glass cleaner is a lot more helpful. So we're gonna go with the glass cleaner one, and boom, you have built a paint beast. This is the build you see at the park a lot. Some people tweak it a little bit. I feel like this is the best way to make it. Get shades of Dennis Rodman, Anthony Davis. Yo, this build is a beast, and that's why it's on the list. The next build on the list is actually gonna be a center. All right, this is the popular build from 2K19, and a lot of people are still making it for 2K20. The center Ticino plays with, his name is Z. He actually made this center build, so you know, a lot of people are making it. They're doing pretty good. You're gonna be able to shoot more consistently with this build than with the paint beast. So yeah, you want to make him into a center, and then you're gonna want to choose the red and green pie chart right here, red and green. And then you're gonna want to go here with these pie charts. You're probably gonna want to go with the balance. If you want a little bit more speed and vertical, you can choose the second to last one, but we're just gonna hit the balance right here. And then you're gonna want to max out your close shot, your driving dunk, your standing dunk. We're gonna max out all our shooting right here, so we at least, what is it, get 19 shooting badges. Yeah, 19 shooting badges is good. Then we're gonna max out our defense, except steal. As you can see this year, you've probably seen a lot of people making builds and not upgrading steal. It's because you can still steal the ball without upgrading your steal. It's not really necessary, you know. Let's see, what else? We have 13 attributes left. You guys can actually, you know, put them up on driving layup to get 6 finishing, or you can put them into steal if you guys like. It's not going to get you another badge. You can put them in ball handle, passing accuracy. These last 13 is pretty much up to you guys, but I think I'm going to throw it into driving layup so we get that extra finishing. You guys can do whatever you guys like with it, but we got 6 finishing, 19 shooting, 21 defensive rebounding badges now. And then we're gonna want to make them probably burly or built. We'll go burly this time. And for height, this is another one. You're gonna want to make them 6'9". All right, 6'9" is the only way to go. If you make them you could make them 6'10", but the stats just look so much better at 6'9". And if you go 6'10", your shooting's not gonna be as good. So we're just gonna keep it at 6'9". We're gonna max out the weight here, so you can get 84 interior defense. So we'll do 278. As y'all can see, our strength went up a lot. We're gonna want to go max wingspan. So our mid-range is going to be a 71. As you guys can remember with our paint beast before, it was a 60 mid-range. So this build, they'll still be able to play really good defense, rebound the ball, but this build will be able to shoot more consistently. That's why I'm putting this build on the list. All right, still a big build. He's about an inch taller, so this build's not bad at all. You do not get the contact dunks on this build. I think you only get the generic big man contact dunks, but it's still not bad. But yeah, when you finish this, you get a choice of glass or rim. I'm also going with glass cleaning takeover on this build, and boom, it says you have built a glass cleaning lockdown. So if you wanted to shoot a little bit more than the paint beast, and you know you wanted to be more involved on the offense shooting wise, then make a glass cleaning lockdown. But honestly, for my personal preference, I would still go with the paint beast over this build. But like I said, if you want to shoot more, pick this build. This build is really good. It's a solid build, and that's why it's on the list. All right, the last build on the list is a power forward. You can't really make him a center because the shooting stats are not as good, and neither are the badges. And there's other reasons we'll get into later in the video. But yeah, we're gonna make him to a power forward. And for this build, I was gonna use a playmaking stretch, but since the shooting is a little bit harder this year than the past years, I decided not to do a playmaking stretch, and I actually made this build, and it's really OP. I'm actually grinding it right now, and I went with the full green pie chart. Okay, so personally, I'm going with the full green pie chart. Some of you guys might want to try, you know, the half green, half orange, or a little bit more green orange. But I want my shooting to be OP this year, especially because everyone's struggling at shooting. So I want my shooting stats to be higher, way higher. If you pick these pie charts, your shootings are going to be in like the 70s. So we're going to go with the full green. And as a stretch, I feel like you need speed, you know, speed kills, you know, speed super fast, and you're able to dex better and do other things better in the game. So if you want to juke people, yeah, you're going to want to go with the speed pie chart. Strength really does not matter for a stretch because you're not really driving to the paint like that, you know. And then the first thing you want to do is max out all your shooting except free throw. Unless you play pro-am or something, I'm not really worried about free throw, you know. So we're gonna max out our inside shooting, and then we're gonna max out all our playmaking so we can get 14 playmaking badges. You guys are probably wondering why I'm maxing out playmaking. Playmaking badges are actually really helpful. So I wanted 14 of them. Okay. And then for defense, obviously we have to max out our interior defense. Yeah, we're gonna max out everything here. Our steal. See what we get here. Yeah, 14 of these left. Actually, I did some tweaking around here. I wanted to get this built exactly how I made it. So this is how it's gonna look. All right, you guys are gonna have 1 finishing, 26 shooting, 14 playmaking, 9 defensive rebounding badges. You want everything to look exactly like this. These are the stats I went with. All right. You guys are probably wondering why I maxed out the steal instead of the lateral quickness. It's because it gets me 9 defensive rebounding badges. If you were to max out the lateral quickness and then go with the rest on steal, you only get 8 defensive rebounding badges. So that's the reason why I did that, because obviously that extra badge is going to help a lot. Besides that, everything else, our shooting solid. Everything in this build is pretty solid. For body shape, you guys can go with whatever, you know. I went with define on this one. I wanted to be a little bit slimmer. I feel like being smaller as a stretch is better, but that's personal preference. So I went with defined. And for this build, you're gonna want to make them 6'9". All right, that's the tallest you can go. And being able to use guard jump shots, because if you go 6'10" or taller, they only let you use big man jump shots. Like, it's horrible. You guys might know the last build I made, the glass cleaning lockdown, they are only allowed to use big man jump shots, so you're not able to use quick jump shots. And as a stretch, you're going to be shooting a lot more than a glass, you know. So 6'9" is the way to go. You guys could go 6'8", but then you're really going to be really undersized, and your rebounding and interior defense goes down a lot, and you're already slacking on those, you know. So we're going 6'9", and the weight, like I said, man, I'm going minimum weight on this build. I know some of you guys are like, whoa, your strength and interior defense is non-existent. It's true. I mean, honestly, if you went max weight, your speed would be really slow, and that would defeat the purpose of a stretch on being quick and trying to beat the big man off his feet, you know. to get open. Like you could go 280 and your interior defense is going to be way better, but you're just not going to be able to get open as easily if you had super maxed out fast speed right here. They're going 190 to get that 90 speed. Not 90 speed, 70 speed. And then for the wingspan, you guys can go 86 right here. I personally went 87. I felt like an 85 and an 84 3-pointer is good enough, and I wanted that extra rebounding boost, and I wanted the longer arm so I can get more stops, blocks, and I don't know, I felt like that little inch would make a huge difference, you know. So we went 87, but you guys can go 86. You guys can go 81 and your shooting would be at 90 mid-range, 88 3-pointer. Then I doubt you'll be able to play defense on these bigs and get rebounds. So I don't know. I went 87. All right. Then you get a choice of post score or spot up shooter takeover. I went with the spot up shooter. And then in the final moments, this thing tells you you have built a 3-level scorer. I personally think this build should be named a stretch 4. I'm not sure why they name it a 3-level scorer, but it should be a stretch 4. Besides the point, I feel like this build is solid, especially if you are an offensive minded person and you don't like dribbling or being a guard. You like having the duties of a big man and you want to be dominant on the offensive end with shooting and shooting a lot of threes. Make this 3-level scorer. I just made it. I'm probably going to stream playing around with this build, so make sure you guys follow, you know, twitch.tv/OrlandoinChicago. But yeah, guys, these were the top 3 best centers. In my personal opinion, if I missed out on a dominant center, let me know in the comments down below what center I should look into. But for right now, guys, man, that's all I got for you guys here today. I'm the O, and I'll catch you on the next one.